my life in Washington, D.C. It's the day before the election, and I'm walking around the White House. I'm in a reflective mood today. There you can see the Washington Monument and all the fog colors. There you can see Michelle Obama's vegetable garden. There's the famous Truman balcony in the South Lawn.
Okay, my name is Glenn. I'm from Chicago. Tomorrow my wife and I are here to see, going to have a tour of the White House tomorrow inside. It's an exciting moment for me, because this is actually a part of history here. I mean, this is living history, continuing history, and then to be a small portion of it, it'll be great to be in there. Thank you very much.
As you can see, they're building the inaugural stand right in front of the White House. And over here we have the bleachers going up where the VIP people are going to sit. There's the famous Palladium window in the living quarters. Okay, there's Philipos doing his thing.
Mormon's so corrupt. I mean, it's CIA. So this kid who's moved in, he's CIA, worked for Goldman Sachs. Mormon, he's everything that any logical person would be against. But in Utah, they adore it. Everybody knows Trump, Hillary. We hate Congress, and then you ask them, who's your Congress? Kevin Blanch here. You know me, the avant-garde, post-ignorance. So, Fukushima, you know me. But we're here, at the 1981 protest where I've been off and on for decades. And so, but I call it Hillarygrad. So my big gig is Cousin Vladimir, Hillary, who you drawn first? So it's 1960, it's a monarchy. I love these guys, how they call it New World Order when it's it's old as Babylon and evil hell. It's a monarchy. It's 1960. So I got this in from a real Russian officer in East Berlin. This is real from Vienna. And so it's 1916, it's 2016, and I got cancer 5 years ago. I was given 2 months to live, but so I've been fighting leukemia, but I come out, and and I've always been anti-nuclear or whatever, but you know me, I take it all on, and this is such a perfect place for activism and a perfect time, because I can photo bomb, I can video bomb, and I'll get my share of attention here, and this is the grassroots true spot anyway, because activism means act, and Thomas was fantastic, so was she, Connie, and Lipo, and the whole thing. We go all the way back, and we use whatever we can, because nobody's going to give us a platform. Nobody touches. They want to walk by here and spit. I mean, Jesse Ventura was just standing right here, comes up and talks to us, don't want cameras, whatever, and that's how they all treat us. Nobody else talk to us, nobody will touch us, so why not this be the perfect place for activism? And this three-ring circus is going to go, and it's not going to mean anything. The Trump-Hillary three-ring circus that's going to set up here, it'll be a great way for activism to get our message out.
On top of that, they're building platforms 3 times bigger than they ever have for any inauguration. So we're calling it a coronation of the planet's queen. Queen of the planet.
Yeah, this started much earlier this year, no?
Yes, 4 weeks earlier. They usually don't start building it till the Monday after Thanksgiving.
Hillary the Great.
Right.
Catherine, you'd be better than Catherine, Hillary. I think you'd be much better than Catherine, Hillary. I love it. Who you drawn first, Hillary, cousin? You're so great. You come to Europe and see my new palace at Versailles. I built it, my peasants built. We dine with peasant under glass, cousin Hillary. And then we got Stalingrad, Leningrad, Hillarygrad, Putingrad, the new Tsar, Nikolai's great-grandbaby. Why not? Why not?
It's going to be run like the KGB.
Yeah, well, it already is. I mean, we see the Gestapo around here, boy. Woo! So Clintongrad, why not? And we're not political. Don't get me wrong. We're not Trump. We're not Hillary. This is in satire, just calling out the reality of how we think that's all in the past. But it was one royal family ruling the world then, a small group of people. It's Mother London Liz. It's the same group. It's all back. It's a monarch. And they're going to, coronate her right there, and they start building this early, spend that kind of money. Well, this sounds like a neo-feudal time to me, By the way, Trump and Hillary are both related to Jonah Bonaparte. And you know what she was? And look it up. You don't believe me? Just look it up. That's their great-great-grandma. And you think that was all that long ago? 15th century. 15th century, it's back. You know, so we love DC, and we love this area, and we love to protest here, and we do what we do. It's out there. You know how, I will quote FDR right there to Winston Churchill. Winston, we're taking the whole thing apart. Every monarchy's done whatever. You're flying in the face, Mother. He says, I went to England when I was 11-year-old boy. I saw Queen Victoria. I hated the old witch. He says, there's nothing more quintessentially American to hate the monarchy and the royal family. They come over here and we will behead them. You know, and so now, you know, people forget about what the Revolutionary War was, an anti-monarchy war. You know? And I use my YouTube site. Take everything with a grain of salt that I say with the YouTube site, because I'm really radical and I'm really intense, because I'm an avant-garde. And you know, so it's the F word every other word, not every third word. Some kids at Berkeley, in the finance part, I used to be an old fine maths professor. Professor called me, he says, the kids are got a drinking game every time you say the F word. And I'm like, well, there ain't none of them gonna graduate. And they're all gonna have a serious drinking problem.
Okay, so what is your site?
It's just under my name, Kevin Blanch, and my art movement's called Post Ignorance, which throws a canvas over all movements, you know, because we're all fighting for the same thing. You know, we're fighting for not to be ruled by a monarchy and to have clean air. And while we don't want to I got cancer 5 years ago, nobody should have to go through that. You know, nobody should have to go through, and you know, nobody should have to sit out here since 1981, and you know, at least activist is back in vogue. So it's Kevin Blanch. I have a YouTube site, basically how I run it. I have a GoFundMe page, and I had quite a bit of money when I got sick, but my bill was only 1.8 million. You know, and Mike Lee kicked me out Medicaid in Utah. God, ain't he a peach. By the way, I want to tell everybody that in Utah, all these people, Karl Rove, not from Utah. Mitt Romney, oh no, not from Utah. Oh yeah, none of them. All these quintessential, Mia Love, she ain't from Utah. You know, the secondhand movie star from freaking Haiti, and they're not from Utah. None of these quintessential so-called. Glenn Beck, he surely ain't. You know, he needs to go back. And so, but Mike Lee is, and he's his house was foreclosed on while he was a sitting United States senator, but you need to push yourself up by bootstraps. He got 600,000, so that's the corruption that goes on where I live, but it goes on everywhere.